What's going on YouTube? Daniel back here for another video for the channel. So if you don't know me, my name is Daniel. I live in Canada, and essentially I help people with getting their habits right, getting to their 10.0 self as fast as possible. Things like fixing their mindset, fixing their habits, getting their body right, and then also fixing some relationships in order to get them to where they want to go. So as you can see from the topic of the video, essentially the importance of your circle of influence is massive. And essentially, a lot of people don't realize this and allow all the hard work to do, maybe internally or behind closed doors, to go to waste as soon as they hang out with certain type of people, especially if those people bring you down. So, what really made me touch on this topic is I came across a student of a mentor of mine, and essentially he touched on it really well. And essentially, people were asking him, what are the keys to success and getting somewhere. Usually, people want money, which is the end result. But essentially, he says money is a consequence, which is actually a good point. And essentially, if you think the reason you don't have money is because of action, it actually starts with your concept, and you have to work backwards. So what he means by this is there's step one, which is your inner concept, and then outer concept of yourself, which is both mental things. And then comes your circle of influence, people you're around. It could be family as well, mostly friends. And then comes the result, what you're ever looking for, which is usually like financial, or it could be physical, stuff like that. So essentially, obviously, outer concept will affect inner concept, but inner concept can be worked on regardless, but it's harder. So essentially, what I mean by outer concept is how you look at yourself, how you look, physically in the physical world. So let's say you're out of shape, you don't take care of yourself in any way, maybe you have bad hygiene, and yeah, you're just kind of a total mess. This will affect how you think of yourself. Obviously, you won't feel confident about yourself. You won't have much self-respect, and you won't have any, self-love really in order to like improve yourself. But I mean, if you do things like have habits of, good hygiene, taking care of yourself, going to the gym, making sure you're in the best physical shape, eating well, helps you feel good, and then also maybe dressing well and keeping yourself well groomed. These are things that will help your inner concept massively, and then we'll build the foundation, which you can add to as well by implementing new beliefs. Inner concept essentially helps you to keep the results or get to new results. So one thing I learned, which is a really good saying, is your a level of success can never surpass your level of self-development. The reason this is true is because you can see this with celebrities. There's sometimes people that get success too fast. Like young actors or young artists. You just see them collapse, and come back down because, like I said, their personal development, they haven't developed enough yet, and they're just getting massive amounts of fame and recognition and wealth. And like I said, if the concept isn't there, it doesn't match where you're at, then it will just cause you to basically throw it all away in order to get back to where you think you belong. So that's why it's always important to work on yourself in terms of your internal dialogue and what you believe about yourself. Is the most important thing, because people that want the result right away, if you do want that, it's fine. But I mean, it would actually hurt you. Like if the person you are now received everything you wanted, your self concept wouldn't be strong enough, and you would just throw it all away, because there's certain paradigms that you have about your self image that you believe, and then obviously whatever reality you have that's not in accordance with that, it will your mind will essentially just cause you to throw everything away. So that's why you see people that spend a lot of money, like I mentioned, or get a lot of money fast. They just spend all that money because their self-concept of how much they earn is here, but they're earning here, and the reality is here. So I mean, your self-concept will always make your reality match one way or another. But anyways, the point is that's the first thing that you have to work on, and a lot of people do have that habit of like developing themselves personally, maybe reading, reflecting, just going to the gym, having good self-talk, maybe doing affirmations or auto-suggestion in order to like build their new beliefs that they want. But that could be here. But then the massive thing is your circle of influence. So if you don't have circle of influence that's above where you want to be, or maybe even a little equal, I say they're below where you're currently at, this will always drop you down to that level. It's almost like a outer self concept, you could say. So as you're building your inner self concept and things are getting good, you'll always just drop to the people you hang around with or circle of influence, because they act as like a second belief system. And as humans, we have the natural tendency to adopt the, you could say, mental habits or neurons of the people around us. So you can just take this into account or just realize this. Let's say when you're hanging out with somebody and you hang out with them from a long time and you start to pick up their habits or things that they say or little inside jokes, maybe the one lines they use, just things like that you start to pick up unconsciously. And that's why they say you're the average of the 5 people that you're hanging around with the most, because it is true, because it's something that even though you try to consciously not do, your brain just unconsciously matches certain, you could say, mental habits of people. And like I said, things that they do, ways that they act, and especially their habits is one thing you can pick up. So, if you're fit and you go back to hanging around people that are unfit, then you're kind of just picking up their habits and just dropping back to that level with all the work you do behind closed doors. And essentially, this is why you have to be meticulous with the people you hang around. If you feel like you're in a place where you've outgrown the people you're with, maybe like you're doing something well and you tell it to them, and they're just like, oh, that's probably not true. They have like a lot of skepticism towards ideas you put out, or they don't make you feel really excited to like spend time with them, because I think the people you're with should, essentially, be almost like an avenue for you to grow more. Like they have the mental beliefs that you want, so they should be above you. Like they say, if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. So essentially, you should be aiming for people that, hanging with people that are above you. If you have to pay to do this, I recommend it. Like, let's say you have a really shitty circle of influence right now, people that are just losers, vices, don't have any goals, aren't going anywhere, and don't even take care of themselves. Then you have to isolate yourself. That's why isolation requires, sorry, elevation requires separation. So first thing you do is separate yourself, and then basically you have to start developing yourself on your own. It'll be very lonely, but then eventually, with as you're raising and um, raising your, you could say, level of consciousness, the universe will eventually start putting people in your reality that match that. And then if you want to expedite that, you can start paying for like mentorships or communities, and then coaches as well. And then they'll just have a like community of people that are like-minded, and you can kind of go into that group as well. But like I said, this video is basically just letting you know that you have to, don't underestimate the people you're around. Don't think that you can consciously just go against whatever they're doing or whatever their belief system is, because like I said, it's almost like a second, belief system that you have to, um, or second influence that you have to surpass, or be really in tune with, or has to be really in tune with where you want to go. So like I said, if you're doing things really well and the people that you're with aren't up to that level, then you have to just drop them, or else they will be the anchor that keeps you where you're at. And obviously, us as humans, we're meant to grow. That's actually like the meaning of life, of being able to grow and progress, and progress will bring you happiness. And if you're not growing and you feel like you're doing a lot of good work on the back end, and then the people you're with just kind of bring that down, then that will always be the case. You can never do more work in order to like skip over that. The problem is here, it's not here. So you have to just really attack this and realize the people that you know don't make you feel excited to be with them. Maybe bring down your level of vibration or kind of energy that you're bringing, and then just limit those people as fast as possible. And you can find new ones with the ways I mentioned. Just either paying to meet those people through mentorships and communities, or just staying solo. And then through how you're vibrating, and how your energy is like, the universe will attract new people into your life. So hope this video helps. Like I said, I do um, a lot of coaching with people that are looking to get to that 10.0 self. So if you like what you see here, please like and subscribe. I'm also on Instagram at Mr. Daniel Arce, and I post a lot of my daily habits there, and also self-reflections, but mostly share most of my value here. So if you like I mentioned, more videos coming, and hope you enjoy the rest of your day and keep killing it.